get your Fear London tops and jumpers on the website, Instagram on the screen. Use the discount code SARCHY14 for 10% off.
Retaliation is a must. I know maybe ifs or buts. We took numerous trips around there, but lad, that's something I can't discuss. I don't wanna end up in cuffs.
Yo, searching for back with another video. Finally did say back with another reaction because I'm starting to get into the hang of doing these story times. The last one did better than the first one. The first one has more views a bit still. What's wrong with this camera? First one has more views because it's older. Second one has more likes than the first one. So that's mad. You must have liked the second story more. Well, today's story is even more intriguing. You know when you go on school trips and when you see other schools, it's beef on set. Like, you don't even know each other. Just the fact that you're from different schools, you just don't like them for whatever reason. Like, even if you hate your school, you like your school more than these random guys from this other school. Like, it's just beef, yeah. So it's not ever like an actual fight. Like, no one actually ever fights them for no reason. That's just weird. But like, you always like stare each other out, give each other the look and that, like when you're walking past, look as threatening as possible. Whoa, year 8, I want to say. Year 8 or I think year 8. It must have been year 8. Year 8 was an eventful year. Year 8. So when I was 12 or 13, yeah. I don't know what grade that is in America for Americans watching this. In Australia, I don't know what year that would be for you lot. But we went on this trip to Kidzania. I don't know if you even have Kidzania in your countries, but here it's like this place where it's like you can try out different jobs and that for the day. Like, you don't actually do it, but it's like different like simulations kind of. So it's like I forgot there was like a fire one. It's like a fire. I can't even remember. There was like a radio host. So like loads of like random different things in there. It was actually quite cool, but I mean, for the people that used it seriously, it was actually quite cool. And what it did, like, you got paid for each job you did. So, like, say you worked a shift at the fire department, then that you get, like, 50 kidzos. And then they said, like, if you got to, like, I think it was, like, 200 kidzos, or, like there was, like, I think, like, 2,000 kidzos. You could get a PS4, so, like, an actual PS4. Like, the kidzos, it's like Monopoly money. It's not really, you can't walk into Tesco's and do up your monthly shopping with kidzos. But within Kidzania, they actually mean a lot, because you have to pay to do a job, and then you get paid for the job. Like, you put in 10, and then they pay you 60, so that you're making 50 from the job. So everyone had their kidzos. You start off, I forgot how many you started off with, but you start off with some, obviously, so you can pay for your first job. And so everyone's got their own kidzos. We're walking about, having a laugh, talking about football, all sorts of stuff. This is year 8. Nothing really mattered yet. And we must have, I think I did like the police one. I like the police one. It was like some little room. And then I remember there was like a glass like wall. And there was like a shelf just by the wall. But then from the other side of the wall, there was like a little gap between the wall and the floor. So you could slide your fingers underneath that wall. And that's going to come very handy in a bit. Now, if Martin, Nathan, Lewis, if you lot are watching this, you know exactly where this story is going. So I must have been with my friends, the ones I just mentioned. And what is it? We were doing the police thing. Then we finished the police thing. They were just walking about, like just exploring their area, like seeing what it's about and that. Because we literally, it was a very big place. And we were year 8, so we were small anyway. So everywhere is a big place. But this was an extremely big place. To just wander about, explore different things and that. I can't even remember too much from it. I remember there was a football pitch. And you couldn't even play football. And that's all everyone wanted to do. Like, people just standing outside, asking members of staff, when can we play on the football? They're like, it's not open today, mate. We're like, so why's it there? And that will come in very handy later as well. So, back to the story. We're walking about, just exploring. And what do we see? Some students from another school walking past, minding their own business. And I was like, that can't run. This is our school trip. Why are you lot here? That's why it's a vibe. I've only just clocked now. It's because like, your school makes it out like it's such a big deal. Makes you pay to go on these school trips here. You go on some cramped coach with some people that can't even spell the word shower. These set 8s that stink, yeah? And then when you get there, there's other schools there. It's like, oh, it's not even that special. Like, anyone can come. Why are you making my mum pay £50 for this day out just to see a couple lions and that? When Billy from the school 200 miles up north is also here. Like, what? It's not that much of a big deal. And yet the school makes it out like some massive thing. So we're at this school trip and then these kids from another school walk past. And now's probably a good time to mention the age of these other students. They were like no older than year 6. Yeah, and I'm year 8. So when you're in year 6, you feel like you're a king. Like the oldest guy in the school in year 6 thinks he's on level with the supply teachers and that. Like, he's almost on the teacher level. Like when he looks down at the little year 3s, those little midgets, like to them he's Thanos. Like the power is in his hand. Lo and behold, the guy is no taller than 4'4", but don't tell that to him because he's a king, yeah. So these kids were that they had that kind of mindset. Yeah? These little year 6s. I was in year 8, and if you know anything about British year 8s, they all used to think they were sick. And like now, they all listen to OFB. If you try to tell them that Bando K is not the best in drill, they might just back out a cheese string, slap you on the face. But don't tell them that because they are ruthless. They are a ruthless breed. And they're savages and they don't let anyone invade in their personal space. Like that is a value. Regardless of your age, you can get it. Even if you're in year 6, you might just get your kidzos robbed. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, yo, you know what? I'm liking those kidzos. This kid was walking past. He had like dreads in his hair. He thought he was the guy who was like skipping about. I was like, why are you skipping about on my school trip? Who are you? And this guy, he must have just gone past me. Had his kids like right in his hand. Like, it's like he was asking for someone to take them. Like they were literally just there as he was walking about. I was like, grabbed his kids, ran off. The guy's chasing me. He's like, give me my money, give me my money. And I'm like, no, I'm not giving you money. Then, remember earlier when I said the thing about the glass wall, yeah? And there's a little shelf, and you can put your hands through the shelf, and like you can there's just enough room for you to slip your fingers through, yeah? Came in very handy. I ran straight there, put the money in there, and he didn't see it again, because his hands were too small. My little year 8 hands, small as they were, they fit in the glass wall, but his actually didn't. So he didn't get his kids back. So, I'm with Martin, I'm with Nathan, I'm with Lewis, and we're walking, and then we're like, yo, you know what, let's go on a tour. Because it was like a tour bus, I was like going about the whole place. Because it was a very big place, like, it was like a small bus, but a bus nonetheless. Like a whole vehicle was able to fit in this place. Like, that's how big this place really was. So we must have been on this tour bus, just going about, minding our own business, like sightseeing. Because there was sights to see, there was bare stuff to do. And we come across this bridge, and there's a bridge like the bus is going forward, and the bridge is like up there. And as the bus is coming up to the bridge, we see this kid, and his daughter is like, "Give me my money, give me my money." I'm like, "What? What?" This kid, the kid I robbed here, is like, "Give me my money." I'm like, "What? What money? What money are you talking about?" So I was like, "Okay, cool. That's the end of that. He's some crackhead. He's not serious." So there was like a vault, like, you know where people keep gold and that, like, with banks, they have, like, a special vault round the back where they keep, like, gold and stuff. It's like, on GTA, there's, like, one mission you get to rob the vault, yeah. We must have thought we were in GTA because they gave us the money. They gave us, like bundles of money. It was all, like, wrapped up. But, like, you could clearly see that there were wads of kidzos in this packet, and as irrelevant as kidzos were, the moment someone said if you get a certain amount you get a PS4, suddenly that actually mattered. Even though none of us had PS4, we all had Xbox One, like we were all on the next gen, and this was like 2015 time, so not everyone actually had the Xbox yet, but we did. I was still trying to get my hands on the PS4. Like, now they're for free. Like, now PS5's coming out this year. You can get a free PS4 right now. I'm pretty certain I've seen people saying that across the internet. But back then, they were still like £400. Little year 8, man. I needed to update my Adidas tracksuit. You know how it is. So, they gave us this wad of kids. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that job for you still. I can do that. We took the kids, we got to walk into the toilet to like unwrap it to take all the kids out, yo, because it was in like a ward, so you had to go somewhere secretive. Like, I don't know why they let us walk off with it, but I think you had to deliver it somewhere. We're like, yeah, I can deliver that for you still to my bank account. And we must have been just about to get into the toilet, like not a single cubicle, but like the toilet room, yeah, that area. And then I hear, oh yeah, that's him. I'm like, that's who. And I turn around and there's one of my teachers and some security guys like, yeah, that's him, the one in the grey tracksuit. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, that's him. The teacher's like, Sarchi, can you just come with me? And the guy's like, we saw you on CCTV stealing from another student. I'm like, is it? He must have got someone wrong there. Is this not the same tracksuit you're wearing? I'm like, it is still, I can't lie. That does look a lot like me. That guy's kind of handsome still. Yeah, that looks a lot like me, I can't lie. And they're like, alright, come here. So I'm like, okay, cool. And the teacher's like, I'm so disappointed with you. I expected better from you. Star student. You top scorer. It's a very bad impression you've got in our school. I was like, okay, cool. Like, just hurry up. Are you going to punish me or what? She's like, come with me. So it was lunchtime, yeah. And during lunch on a school trip especially, you got more freedom than normal. Like, I remember there was one time I went to a museum and there were like bare stairs. Everyone was just sat on the stairs having a good time, just talking away about like all sorts of stuff. Because when you're at school, I don't know what it is about it, but when you're on a school trip, you're in your own clothes and that, you just feel liberated. Like, it just feels different. So not being able to sit with your friends is a vio. Like, back again, getting violated in my own stories. Like, I'm the one telling the stories, and yet I'm getting violated. The teachers are like, you, come here. So during lunchtime, we're now in the football pitch that everyone wanted to be on, yeah. But it's like, it's not a football, it's sort of like a, I don't even know what the floor was. It was like a normal kind of floor. It wasn't like grass. It was inside, like a normal, the floor of the pitch was the same floor as the whole of the area. Like, the whole place we were was the same floor. So it wasn't a football pitch, but it was like designed, had goals and that, had like markings on the floor. And everyone sat in like the crowds, like the stands and that. Everyone sat with their friends. And I was sat with the teachers. And this is year 8, like this kind of stuff. That was a very big viol. Like, there's a way to get violated. I'm not really trying to eat with these crusty maths teachers that don't know how to brush their teeth. And I'm sat there, munching, they're drinking their stinky coffee. Everyone else is sat there eating their cheese strings, their dairy milks. And I'm having to smell Uncle Ben's rice. It's gone off from 4 years ago because I stole someone's money. Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie, it was bad. I can't lie, it was a bad thing I did. But, yeah, that was long. It was long having to sit with those teachers. It was very long. Very, very long. And then after lunchtime, I wasn't even allowed back into the area. Like, everyone was all exploring these jobs and that. I was exploring the bench. I had to sit in this one bench. And I was just watching everyone else walk about. I still got a bit of an image of it in my head. It wasn't nice. I was like on the bridge bit as well. So everyone was just walking underneath me, laughing, giggling away. I was like... And people would walk past me as well, like where I was, people would walk past. And I remember there was this one teacher, still to this day, she still goes to my school. And one of the only times I've ever cried at school, like, I don't cry out of sadness, I cry out of anger and out of guilt. And this teacher, nicest teacher in the school, like, every time I see her, I always have a, like, long, genuine conversation with her, like, nothing rushed. I actually want to talk to this woman, yeah. Lady, I should say. She's so nice. And she was just like, oh, Sachi, what have you done? And I just explained what I did. And she's like, oh, now you're better than that. Like, why'd you do that? And I just started crying because I felt like I let her down. I felt really bad. And yeah, and then that was it. And then we got onto the school coach at the end of the day. And I still had to sit with the teacher at the front of the coach. And then she had the cheek. And she goes to me, she's like, oh, you're banned from school trips. You've let yourself down. You'll never be on another school trip again. I'm like... okay, cool, if you say so. I thought it was just verbal. Like, these teachers love giving verbal. Like, forget what happened in year 7 when they called the police. Like, that's still verbal. No, I'm joking. Like, I don't know, but their actual conversion rate, like, when they say they're gonna do something, then they actually do it. It's not looking that great. It's coming like, what's that guy that couldn't score for ages? I forgot that guy. There was some striker that hasn't scored, like Berahino type of conversion rate, 3 years without a goal. That's what these teachers' conversion rates looking like, yeah. And then, yeah, she's like, oh, you'll be banned from school trips. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. So fast forward another story time that will be coming, but the end of that story time, or part of that story time, there was a school trip, and to this day, oh, I actually can't believe it. But there was one time everyone they did a football tour, yeah. Bear in mind, I was top scorer, yeah. I was in my prime. I was Henri, Ian Wright, yeah, top scorer. And the school hosted a football tour for the first time. How convenient. Well, I'm not allowed to go. I'm banned from school trips at this point, yeah. And my guy, Amor, we're in the canteen, and he's got the letter from when they're actually handing out letters to people, yeah. And he's like, oh, so actually, look, have the letter. Because he knew I was in isolation at the time. Like, I actually couldn't go to form like everyone else did to receive the letter. He's like, oh, Sachi, look, we're going on a trip. Like, here's the letter. And the teacher's like, Sachi, keep walking. I'm like, literally, all it would have took, he hands me the letter, I take the letter home. To be fair, I was banned on school trips, I was in isolation, I was on the wing. Yeah, we'll get onto that story in a bit, but I was on the wing, fam. I was doing life. Yeah, but we'll get onto that story later. And yeah, so I probably wouldn't have been able to go, but I think the fact that I was banned from school trips actually stopped me, the top scorer, from going on what could have been a career-defining tour. But it is what it is. I can't lie. And I had to face the consequences of robbing that guy at Kidzania. So yeah, that's it pretty much. The time I robbed someone on a school trip. It was a bit mad, I can't lie. It was a bit mad. I don't regret it. It was a bit mad though, I can't lie. But there's so many other story times I've got to tell. Like, when I was telling this one, another two came to my head. I was deciding whether to do this one now or another one. I might even record it right now as well, because I just feel like recording. But for now, I've been Sachi. Thank you very much for watching. Shout out to Emerald. Shout out to Sarah for watching the video. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to everyone who's actually tuning in for the story times, like the people I actually know. That means a lot to me. I wanted to do different content so you guys could watch it, because you're not really trying to do up dual reactions. Like, I know Emerald, you're not sat there waiting for me to react to an OFB, so like, I know you're not, so love for actually watching these videos. Anyway, I've been Sachi. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new. I'll be back again soon.